Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's me again, Bayu Kurniawan, and now, like usual, in this video, I make this video to fulfill the assignment that have been given. And the first in this video, I will tell you about a short story entitled "The 11th Rope." When a man was walking past a herd of elephants, he suddenly stopped. He was confused by the fact that the hug creatures were being tied only by a small rope tied to their front legs. No change, no take. It was clear that the elephants could break free from their bonds at any time, but for some reason they did not. He saw a trainer nearby and asked the coach, "Why are the animals just standing there or not trying to run away?" And well, when they were very young and much smaller, we used the same size rope to the them. And at that age, the rope was enough to hold them up. As they grow up, they are conditioned to believe that they cannot escape. They believed that the rope could still hold them. So they never tried to break free. That's the explanation from the elephant trainer. The man was amazed. These animals could at any time break free from their ropes, but because they believed they could not, they were stuck right where they were. Like the elephants, how many of us live our lives depending on the belief that we can't do something just because we failed once before? Failure is part of learning. You must not give up fighting in your life. And now, a review from me about this short story is, the short story, in my opinion, is a very motivating story, and the story that is parable that is good enough to motivate the reader, and the word used are quite understandable, and it is true what is written in this story, that failure is part of learning. We make the failures we experience as lesson for us, and so that we will not, and one day we will not experience it again. And second, in this video I will tell you about the Journal of Education, the titled "Portrait of Education in Indonesians Between Expectation and Reality." Education in Indonesia is no longer dependent on the basic values of education that liberates, education that makes people aware, education that humanizes young people and elevates young people to the level of human. One proof of this, the government is currently promoting level education, work-based senior secondary education units, the namely vocational high school or SMK, and the government plans to change in Indonesian education pattern by a ratio 70% for SMK and 30% for high school or SMA, and high school graduates and PO the government only produce graduates who are not ready for work if they don't want to be named employment. picture like Laskar Pelangi and a portrait of Indonesian education from the past, the prison. Friday, 10 October 2008, 13:55, 40 by Anonymous. The film Laskar Pelangi has attracted the attention of the public Indonesia, including President of the Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Haji Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, and these films take from this novel by young novelist Andreas Hirata is the most awaited and tickets film always sold out every day, starting from the release of September 25 the other day. And this film tells a portrait of the lives of children on the island of Belitung in the 1970. Wants to gain knowledge in the minds of family economic difficulties. How does a child pedals tens of kilometers through forests and swims inhabited by crocodiles, and ferocious to seek knowledge in school besides telling the children's journey and gain knowledge. This film also tells the devotions of a teacher, Muslim mother, who signed care teaching even though only paid for a few liters of rice. The Laskar Pelangi film, which is based on a true story, provides insight how the portrait of education in Indonesia, not only in the 1970s, as in the story Laskar Pelangi, but what happens in the film is still happening today, as in Momogu, Asmat, Papua. And you have to remember, my children, don't give up quickly. Live to give as much as possible. Not receive as much as possible. That's about Patik's message. Not where and how to study, but how dreams, ideals become a guide to reach the future. As the lyrics of the Niji music group song, which is the damn song of Laskar Pelangi. Dream is a key for us to conquer the world. Run without getting tired until you reach it. Rainbow Troops Niji. Based on the phenomena raised from the novel or film above, then if examined further by looking at the reality on the ground, it turns out that the portrait of education in Indonesians is still a dream of the country's children, whether it is safe or not. Because of its share, some people maybe this dream can be balanced with abilities others owned by the child or child's family, and vice versa. Partly, students can see their struggle against the terrain to reach the inner school order to get educations. Okay, a review from me about this journal is, in my opinion, this journal is quite a great journal because it provides information to us about education in Indonesia, and the words its use are quite understandable, and in my opinion the words used in the journal are a slap in the face for us today, because today's children only want something instant, regardless of the process, even though the most important thing is the process to achieve what we want. Okay, and let's In this video, I will tell you about an article titled Many don't know the impact of plastic on climate change. 7 May 2020, 1340 update, 7 May 2020. Plastic are not of the most sustainably produced pollutants in the world. Best of all, plastic are made to last for 400 years or more. However, many of us underestimate plastic was as only threatening marine animal ecosystem, although there are some who think that it can threaten the existence of living things on land as well, but only limits to animal. Humans are not included. There are still many who do not know the impact of vast pollution of change in the Earth's climate. Matt Kelso, Data and Technology Manager at Flag Tracker Alliance, expressed concern by explaining that the first stage in plastic manufacturing begins with oil and gas development. This also contributes greatly to the formation of greenhouse gas emissions. The Center for International Environment Law in May 2019 explains that the impact of plastic production on the Earth's climate this year is equivalent to the waste of 189 coal-fired power plants. It can be concluded that the impact of plastic on climate change can be clearly seen from the production sessions, not consumption, because so far we only use plastic without knowing what is going on behind its manufacture. For this reason, we shouldn't be silent without knowing that our Earth is facing an existential crisis, and we are in it. There is no other option so far to become a new place to live besides Earth. There is not plan B. Okay, the last review from me, and this is about article. And in my opinion, the content of this article is very interesting, because in this article it reveals about the current plastic problem, and what is in this article is true, because indeed people today think that plastic waste is just a trivial thing, but actually the problem is very big, and it must be addressed as soon as possible. The use of the words it used is quite easy for readers to understand. Okay, maybe just it for me. So sorry if there is a mistake from me. So see you in the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.